how are you? It's Erica from AltoCredit. So I just wanted to make sure it's Friday. Let's clap it up. It's Friday. Woo! Yes, energy is everything. So I just wanted to go over. I know I posted the Facebook. We've been talking about it since last week. Our webinar is coming up November 10th at 7 p.m. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there from my Facebook community, especially, as well as, LinkedIn, anyone else who wants to participate. The more the merrier. We're so excited. So I just want to start answering a few questions that I'm getting on a daily basis based off of this webinar and things that we're going to cover. So, one of the questions that I got and I'm consistently getting this week is, how do balances affect my score? How do the balances on my credit card affect my score? And that's a great question, and it really does affect your score. There's different variables that go into your score, so we want to talk about those things more in depth on the webinar. But just so that you briefly can get a sense of it, one of the great things about our credit, it's like an algorithm, right? Like a mathematical algorithm, and there's tons of them out there. So one thing we want to do, just as a rule of thumb, is keep our utilizations below 30%. So all your credit cards, you want to make sure that you're not using more than 30% of that credit limit. Meaning, if you have $1,000 credit limit, you don't want to use more than that $300 balance. So that's very important that you guys keep that in mind. Now, what if you can't pay off those credit cards, right? Like, what if, those balances, as a business owner myself, I'm not able to always keep my balances low? Well, one question would be, are you using your credit cards for what you need to use them for? Are you using your personal credit cards for business expenses? That's one. Two, another one is, how about adding yourself on more authorized users to increase your limit? So these are things that, there are alternatives if you cannot pay off your credit cards. We want to make sure that we strategically are planning on what we're seeing on our credit, right? So if you become an authorized user on a credit card that has no balance, it might actually be very beneficial for you. And one thing that we are seeing is that as we lower those balances or we increase our credit limits, it's a lot easier to see, and your credit score will have a positive effect even if your balances are staying the same. So it's very important that we are aware of what's on our credit. One thing that I have seen across the board is that a lot of people aren't checking their credit. They go months and months and months without checking their credit. Please make sure that you are getting all three credit reports. That's Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. They're all very important. They all play a different function. They all are important and do have an importance when you're buying certain things. For instance, a home. They do not look at one credit bureau. They look at all three and take the median of them. So it's very important that we are aware of these things as we do them. So every few days I'm going to address certain questions. If you guys have any questions, please feel free. I will address them on our live chats as well. They will be addressed on the webinar. If you have not RSVP'd, please do so now. Let me see, does any authorized user show up on their credit? Example, if I add a family member to my credit card, will it show that it's their credit? It will show on their credit and help them build? Yes. So the answer to that is yes. If you are added on, if you have no credit, for people who have no credit, if you are added on as an authorized user, or like us that were offered trade lines, your credit score, that will be added onto your credit. So the answer is yes. You will have a positive effect as long as that card remains in good standing, payments are made on time, and you want to make sure that those utilizations stay low. So if you are added onto a family member's card, please make sure that that family member is paying their bill on time. The longevity of their credit actually will show on a positive note onto your credit. And as well, you want to make sure that they're remaining those balances low, because at the moment that those balances go over that 30%, now it's no longer having a positive effect on your score. It's actually having a negative one. So these are all great questions. I love to hear from you guys. Please, 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 if you have not RSVP'd yet, in order for you to receive the link to sign on to your go-to meeting for November 10th at 7, you will need to RSVP on Eventbrite. It's on my site. It's on AltoCredit. I think it's actually on my Instagram. So visit, RSVP today. And any questions, please feel free to let me know. Bye. See you guys.